Jungkook rejects world tour and Taehyung's silent move shocks BTS army. What's really going on? Is this the beginning of a major split within BTS? Or is it part of a master plan that's still being hidden from the public eye? The K-pop world has been shaken by two unexpected and deeply emotional moves: Taehyung's quiet step into an unknown project, and Jungkook's shocking rejection of a multi-billion-dollar solo world tour. Fans are reeling, the media is in overdrive, and speculation is at an all-time high. Let's unpack what's really happening behind the glittering facade of South Korea's most powerful entertainment empire. Taehyung, known for his mysterious aura and artistic depth, recently made a move that stunned even those closest to him. Without any formal announcement or public statement, he allegedly reached out to an independent production team in Paris, completely bypassing HYB's knowledge. Even BTS's own manager was unaware of the decision. Was this a rebellious act, or the beginning of something revolutionary? At almost the same time, Jungkook, fresh off the massive success of his solo debut, turned down what insiders claim was a massive solo world tour. This wasn't just another performance opportunity, it was a once-in-a-lifetime global spectacle worth billions. And yet, he said no. Naturally, this double blow left ARMY stunned. Why would two of BTS's most loved and powerful members choose such unexpected paths, especially at a time when their global influence is peaking? Many believe Jungkook's rejection stemmed from exhaustion, health issues, or emotional burnout. But sources close to HYB painted a very different picture. Allegedly, this decision wasn't made under pressure, but because of a personal principle Jungkook has quietly held for years. Something about not wanting to move forward when something between him and Taehyung remains unresolved. Insiders whisper that Jungkook feels there's a chapter left unfinished between him and Taehyung, a bond, or maybe even a conflict, that still lingers behind the curtain. And while Jungkook stood still, Taehyung moved forward, alone. This divide has raised a powerful question: are Jungkook and Taehyung growing apart? Or are they silently working on something bigger than anyone expects? Let's rewind a bit. BTS announced a temporary hiatus last year, citing military service and individual projects. Fans were reassured it was only temporary. But now, with Taehyung's quiet pivot and Jungkook's refusal to go solo, that optimism is starting to fade. And then came the live broadcast, the one that lasted barely 5 minutes before it was mysteriously pulled offline. Jungkook appeared emotional, and in a trembling voice, mentioned Taehyung by name. "Sometimes we make choices, not because we want to, but because we have to," he said. That single sentence sent shockwaves through the fandom. Many interpreted his words as a form of protection, as if Jungkook was shielding Taehyung from something deeper, possibly from the media spotlight or internal pressures from HYB. The way both men have been moving lately, avoiding direct mentions of one another, refraining from appearing together, and rarely interacting online, has only added to the suspicion that something significant is unfolding. Rumors of a secret joint project between the two have been circulating for months. An HYB insider hinted that a collaboration was indeed in the works, but it got postponed due to creative disagreements. Some say that Jungkook refused the solo tour simply because it felt meaningless without Taehyung by his side. Others believe it's the result of a lingering personal rift. Jungkook, often seen as the perfectionist, has always approached his work with intense discipline. Taehyung, the soulful artist, values emotional truth over performance. These differences have led to clashes in the past, though fans rarely saw the tension. And now, with both choosing separate, silent roads, the public is left wondering, are these cracks the beginning of the end of the VOOC dynamic? But then, something happened. A mysterious unreleased song began circulating through fan forums. The emotional lyrics, "Even if we walk far apart, just know I'm still here," seemed to point directly to Taehyung and Jungkook. The voices were eerily similar to theirs, and ARMY began to believe this was their hidden message to fans. Was this a farewell? A promise of reunion? Or just a fan-made illusion? Music insiders and BTS's former choreographer added fuel to the fire. They revealed that while the bond between Jungkook and Taehyung is genuine, it's also more complicated than the public realizes. They've been extremely close for years, but their relationship isn't without conflict. Passion often breeds friction, and behind the scenes, they've reportedly had several creative disagreements over the years. Still, it's rare to see them so disconnected in public appearances. Recent events have seen them together, but the warmth and playfulness that once lit up every room they entered seems to have faded. Instead, they're quieter, more serious, some might say distant. And this comes at the most critical phase of their careers. Taehyung, always one to chase meaning over popularity, is increasingly exploring visual art and film. He's been seen attending exclusive gallery events and speaking with international creatives. Meanwhile, Jungkook, the golden magne, is stepping away from the spotlight entirely. Despite being flooded with offers, he chooses silence over spectacle. Why? Industry experts are divided. Some believe the two are simply trying to redefine themselves as solo artists. Others think something emotional and unresolved is at the heart of this unexpected shift. One of the most surprising revelations came from a Japanese magazine interview years ago, where Taehyung said, "If I don't feel honest with my music, I'd rather take a break." That sentiment, in light of recent events, feels incredibly telling. Likewise, Jungkook once stated, "Popularity means nothing if I can't share it with the people I love." So now we ask, who is he choosing not to share it with? But here's the reality behind the headlines. Despite the mountain of speculation, there is no official confirmation that Jungkook rejected a tour due to Taehyung. Nor has HYB released any statement verifying that such a world tour was ever offered. As for Taehyung's alleged secret project in Paris, military regulations make such actions during active service virtually impossible. Any international collaboration would have had to be pre-approved before enlistment. Even the so-called emotional livestream? It never happened. No official platform has a trace of it. And the leaked song? Fans later discovered it was created with AI, an impressive, but ultimately fictional product of fan creativity. HYB has repeatedly warned against the spread of such misinformation, urging fans to rely only on verified announcements. Because while it's easy to get caught up in drama, the truth is these artists are real people, not fictional characters in a web series. So, what's the truth? There is no confirmed breakup. No betrayal. No fight we know of. What we do have are two artists, Taehyung and Jungkook, on very personal, very complex journeys. They are both navigating fame, identity, and responsibility under global scrutiny. And sometimes, that means stepping back. Sometimes, that means going quiet. Not because something is broken, but because growth often happens in silence. Whatever their next move is, one thing is certain, this story isn't over.